Code members, are you ready? It's time for the Green Mask. The home of all things nerdy.
We are live
Hola.
tonight.
How are we doing?
We are doing great, hopefully. Tonight we have a very interesting topic. The best way to put
Topics?
it's the video game situation as a whole. Because hopefully not, but it feels like we're almost on the way to another video game crash. And let's fucking hope not.
I wouldn't call it a console war anymore.
No, it's definitely at this point we are in the
It's console
post-apocalypse of,
Armageddon.
yeah, we're
It's
in the
console Armageddon.
post-apocalypse. um
Yeah.
I the best place I think out to start would be the PlayStation situation because it's the hottest thing
That's
right now.
That's the easiest one to get across. Yeah.
So this month, starting this month, anytime you buy a game on the PlayStation Network, it has DRM and it has to be logged in like every 30 days.
Consecutively.
That is literally one of the biggest topics of Stop Killing Games is let people play them offline. Like, not
When I buy
everybody
a
has
game,
internet.
I want to be able to play that game one way or the other, whether I am online or not.
Like, what
If I bought that game and I'm just, I'm traveling, I'm bringing my console with me, and I happen to have time to want to play a game, I don't have internet.
can't even play it because they're like, nope.
Can't even play it.
Which
It's been 30 days. Nope.
the DRM goes deeper because from what I gathered from people that have PS5s, a lot of the stuff needs to be connected to the internet to work anyway. Like, you can't keep track of a lot of things without being online.
That's fishy.
I feel like the DRM is just and apparently every time you log into a game now, even if you like it crashes and you log back in, you have to re-sign the end user license agreement.
Every time.
You should not have to do that every single time you log into a game. That is very sus. That makes it sound like they're changing
Nintendo's perfected that art.
With what the
every time you boot up one of their newer games, you're accepting the end user license agreement upon starting.
See, that's just that hits me the wrong way.
It's a form of deception it's today's standard.
Like, they could change it at any point and you would never even know
Oh,
because you
yeah.
have to sign it every single time. You're not going to read it every fucking time it clicks on. Like, I don't like it. I don't like the whole DRM situation.
No. My game should be able to run with or without the internet. Especially if I gave you the money that you asked me to give you for it. Huh?
Exactly. And particularly when you are the most expensive gaming platform, like gaming market, you should not have to be connected to their server 24/7 just to be able to use your software.
That sounds a bit like 1984.
Yeah, that's a bit of a surveillance state.
Yeah. That just screams what you doing.
It's not good.
What you doing? So what you been doing, Sony?
which actually will lead into another point that I wanted to talk about, the Steam crossover that they did very briefly, where
Very hush hush now.
they allowed Sony games to be sold on Steam. And
Steam had a field day.
so the Sony sales went through the roof when they allowed that to happen. Sony didn't like, for one, that Steam wouldn't charge $70 for a game, because most games on Steam are $40 or below. But I also think that, this is a personal opinion, I believe that the guys at Sony got mad that their games were selling better on Steam, where there's, multitudes more players than there is on PlayStation, especially now with people just ditching it in droves. I feel like they personally got mad that their games were being sold cheaper and better somewhere else.
They didn't want to see somebody do better than them at their own job.
And on top of it, I've seen more people than I can physically count say, there's no way in hell I am buying a PlayStation to play one fucking game. Like, your games aren't good enough for me to buy a system for your games anymore. You're giving me a
If I wouldn't buy a
half-finished
Switch
game.
2 to play Pokemon, I will not buy a console to play your game either.
Right? Like, for me right now, there's no games on PlayStation exclusively that I care to play. Any of them that I
Nope.
want to play are on other platforms, and I can play them on other platforms, and I'll enjoy them more. I don't see spending $70 for a game that's unfinished. They don't work on it. And how many Sony exclusive games only stayed up for a couple of months recently and were shut down? Concord is a major one. It was up for.
To be fair, Sony has always had a history of dropping the ball. 2013. Don't know if you remember that year, but Sony got a big ball drop. Big one.
Which one?
2013, they had a major crash of the entire Sony network.
Was that the one where they couldn't use it for days on end?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I remember that.
And then there was one before that was a few days long. It was 3 days, and that one had lasted. So it's been repetitive throughout Sony's life.
Well, let's not talk about
they've
how.
been connected to the internet.
Go ahead and finish.
Not since they've been connected to the internet. It's been downhill for them.
Let's not talk about how they've been hacked every year for the past 5 years.
Oh, well, they got a backdoor for, most of their hackers. They don't tell them, you got to hack and work your ass off to get in here. No. No, they literally open the back door and let them in and say, hey, you might as well just come on in, get your information and go. Sony's got a shitty firewall for most of their user information.
Yeah.
But it's been hacked repetitively throughout its entire lifetime.
You would think it's owned by one of the biggest companies in literally the world. You would think they would care more about security than they are actually doing.
You think they would care about their consoles?
Right.
Or their customer, maybe.
That's the thing. Big companies, particularly like Sony, literally don't give a shit about the little person. They only care about how much money they make. And they prove that. Sony has been. This actually perfect leads into the next fucking point. They're fucking price gouging. They have always, since the PS3 with its $600 release price, and they were like, oh, that's not working, so they lowered it. But every system since then has had at least a $500, $550 release price, if
and
not more.
Not only that, they've had a firm hand on that price where they don't change up at all.
Yeah. Look, what about now?
Xbox One dropped its price within the first 2 years. They're like, all right, we're not selling enough. Drop that price some.
Right.
They sell a lot more. PlayStation 4 did not.
let's not even talk about, they're talking about the base price for the base model PS6 is going to be $1,200 with 8 gigs of
If I
RAM.
wanted to get screwed like that, I would go to the government and file my taxes.
But 8 gigs of RAM for $1,200? I
Like I
understand
said,
that we are coming out of a RAM shortage. We're slowly getting better at getting more chips, but $1,200, I could build a computer for half that price that would definitely
or three
outperform it.
actually. Three,
Huh?
you could build 3 PCs entirely.
For the price for one PlayStation, that literally will do 10 times the performance.
Mm-hmm.
Can literally output native 4K, which,
And
by the
hold
way,
twice the amount of games.
proof's out there. The PS5 literally still upscales to 4K. It cannot put out native 4K. So why is it $1,200? They have not made a mention of the PS6 going to be able to have native output 4K. Personally, I don't give a shit about that. I'm not playing at 4K. The highest I'm playing at is 1080p. But I'm not
Fair.
paying that much for something that doesn't have those features.
And eventually it's going to sound like a World War II warthog
Right.
starting up.
That you are like perfectly leading into these points for me. Thank you. They're the fucking component, the cooling systems that they're currently using.
Their fans were, their fans were raggedy and barely put on there. The first time I heard my cousin's PlayStation 4 start up, it was the last time I heard it start up. It started up, and I thought there was a helicopter outside.
They're loud. And on top of it, the base model PS5, which doesn't have the most incredible active cooling, it has like one fucking fan for
I was about
exhaust.
to say, yeah, I watched him put a bag of ice on top of his PlayStation 4.
So the PS5 has liquid metal thermal paste for its passive cooler, which you should never fucking do that.
What happens when you heat that up?
It fucking moves. It turns liquid, and what happens when you don't put enough fucking sealant down? It leaks in and shorts out the entire board like they do. That's why they tell you not to stand them straight up, because if you do, hey, guess what? You won't have a PlayStation 5 anymore.
Mm-hmm. That's why I don't stand my Xbox up. Even though if it does stand up for like a moment or two, I don't keep it there because it does have the stand-up option or the standing rubber foot.
But that's the bonus, though, is Xbox isn't using liquid metal. They're using...
Yeah, no, they don't have that issue where if you turn it on its side, it's going to become a bomb.
Oh, yeah, no, the venting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, PlayStation has been doing this for years. The PS1, the fat PS1, had overheating issues, and you would have to turn the system upside down. I remember this vividly. We turned the fucking PlayStation upside down when it got hot.
We used to open ours up and sit it on the windowsill.
Fucking my PS1 Slim, all PS1 Slims, I've never encountered one that doesn't have this issue. The power cord in the back of it, the way it's stuck in, you can't tighten it anymore. And it becomes loose after a while, so you have to, like,
all right, so I'll give you your first example. But the only reason it's the first example is because its entire life, that PlayStation 1, it only lived like a year because somebody decided to jump off of a dresser and it was sitting on a beanbag, and yeah, it didn't get to live to that point. But I also had that Slim, and I know exactly what you're talking about because, lo and behold, our second one did exactly that.
Yeah. After a while, it gets loose, and you have to position the cable a certain way. The only real way to fix it...
Oh, no, it caught fire.
Oh, yeah, no, it can. It fucking can. God, yeah, it can.
Fuego.
The PS2, we'll talk about how the PS2 Fat was the best iteration, and then they screwed it up by removing all the cooling in the Slim. All it had was a heat pipe, and that heat pipe was not fucking good enough. I personally know people that burned up a PS2 Slim in less than 24 hours.
Almost definitely, man.
Like, we get to the PS3. Again, No, the PS3 itself has the memory leak issue, and
Hmm.
all of them are plagued with it. And every iteration of the PS3 has its issues. But again, the first version of the PS3 was the fucking best, minus the fact that Nvidia screwed them over by putting 1,000-hour stress tests on every single chip that went in every PS3, so none of them have the original chips anymore because they've all been fucking burned out now. Incredible, Nvidia. This is why we say fuck Nvidia. We're AMD all the fucking way. Fuck Nvidia. Anyway, uh, the
Oh,
next one had the Slim with the sliding door. The door would break on it, and you'd have to put something on top of it to keep it closed. Uh, and then the Super Slim had very brittle plastic. Like, all of them crack because they just for some reason use cheaper plastic. Probably to cut the price to
they
make
never
it
expected
$300.
you to move it either.
Yeah, right. It's almost like they never expected you to even take it out of the box.
Grandma. It had to be for grandma.
The PS4, the first ones. Well, Bear himself had the issue of the disk drive wanting to stop working.
Yep.
That was a common problem. Almost all of the original PS4s have that problem. The disk drive just fucking locks up after a while and won't do shit.
You lose a game like that.
Yeah. So, and then we're going to talk about the PS5, which the very first ones, the fucking faceplates were catching on fire. Then the second ones have the problem with the liquid metal. Now they've got, and have already been seen, at least I've seen reports of it, the PS5 Pro has a liquid cooler, an AIO liquid cooler in it. They're already complaining about those leaking, and I've had this AIO in my computer, which has been put through fucking hell with the amount of heat that it's been produced, and it still hasn't leaked yet.
Because it's not compactly pressed together.
Yeah, like, why would you make the shell smaller and then try to put more components in? Like,
Rush job to get a product out.
Doesn't make fucking sense. You have problems with the hoses, not the hoses, but the swivels where they connect, the junctions where the hoses connect are cracking. I guess, like you said, because they're so tightly compact in that tiny little shell. Like, when they first announced it, that they were going to put a liquid cooler in there, I was like, that's actually a positive thing from Sony. We fucking need that because you have had overheating issues literally since your first console. Like, you are known to be a personal
Nintendo
heater.
64 had a whole issue about it where they literally gave you a cooling cartridge for your Nintendo 64.
Yeah. Like,
yep. Otherwise, it wouldn't work because it would overheat.
What was the fucking point of putting the liquid cooler in there if you were just like, screw it, we're not going to give it enough room? And on top of it, they only have the one fan. You kind of
it turns into a bowling pot at that point.
Yeah, you kind of need
power guys.
An intake and an exhaust if you're going to be doing that, because if not, it's just going to build up heat, or you're going to have a negative pressure system where the airflow is not going to be good.
Well, the only thing good about a negative pressure system is if you're constantly pulling the air out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time that's good. Otherwise, it becomes a bombshell.
Yeah.
Or shrapnel.
So, I don't know, man. And then we're gonna really briefly, before we move on, I want to point out that Microsoft has been, for the last generation and a half, technically, of Xboxes have been running, 2 generations, because the Xbox One had it. They've been running Ryzen chips, which is on AM4 platform. Some of them are AM5. The new ones are AM5, but Sony is still to this day using an AM, unless something changes. From the list that I've seen recently, the APU code comes back as another fucking AMD Jaguar, which has not been produced in years. Like, it has been out of date in the past 2 consoles that they've had it in.
Which
and
tells you what?
They're putting it in a fucking another one. But
They're literally snatching out of their warehouses PlayStation 3s, PlayStation 4s, and
yeah,
reusing every piece that they can.
they're you're not getting. And on top of that, that's going to bring to the point. Everybody's like, "Oh, games look better on PlayStation." I and dozens of other people will attest that games are locked at 30 frames a second on the PS5. They look like shit because you can't turn motion blur off. The damn thing lags like hell just trying to load in Power World. It loads in 3 fucking pals, and suddenly the whole thing turns into a slideshow, and it's like, my computer does this at 100 frames a second with 15 fucking pals out. How is yours going at 10 frames a second with 3? That makes zero fucking sense to me.
Must be the money.
Granted, I will say that my computer has about 4 times the RAM as a fucking PS4. But
That's another issue.
still,
But
yeah.
we're not gonna test that yet.
Well, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole because, in my opinion, nothing should have less than 16 gigs of RAM in the year of 2026. Your phone doesn't even have 8 gigs of RAM in the year 2026. There's some phones out there with 32 gigs. We're not buying that fucking phone because Red wants like $1,400 for it, and I'm not spending $1,000 on a phone, but
Hell, your car. Cars have more RAM than that.
yeah. But like, Sony has effectively turned themselves into the Apple of the gaming community.
By far. They pushed themselves in a corner with it too.
They've become Apple. And as someone who works on technology and has worked on Apple in the past, I will tell you, never touch a fucking piece of Apple technology. You can take acetone, wipe the Apple logo off the battery, and see where it says Samsung underneath it. They literally are using Sony and Samsung image sensors and claiming, "Oh, these are the best new camera sensors out there." They're ones that Samsung stopped using 5 years ago because they were out of date. Like, I had proof of this. I cracked a fucking iPad open, and the camera in it was 5 years old. And it was the newest one, had just came out, had a 5-year-old camera sensor in it from Samsung. Not worth $1,200 for a tablet with out-of-date parts. Sony's going that direction. Badly. Oh.
Don't take notes, Sony. Don't take notes.
Don't take notes, Sony. Don't be Apple.
It's going to be a 13 reasons why. Don't take notes.
So we'll go to the other side here, which we can't even really call Xbox a console anymore because they're going back to their roots of being PC with the Lenovo Legion. Xbox is literally a Lenovo Legion handheld computer. It's not even...
But can we stop and pause and just address? Microsoft started with what? Computers. Computers.
I love my computers.
They're making consoles now. I promise you, there's computy parts in theirs.
So, really briefly, I have made it very obvious that I am a PC gamer and have always been since literally 98. Shout out to Carmen Sandiego and Pajama Sam. But Xbox is literally as close as you can get to a PC experience, and it's the most enjoyable and user-friendly by far. I haven't bought an Xbox in a long time. I've got a 360. I had the original. I own an Xbox One, but I stopped there. I don't enjoy playing with a controller most of the time, so that kind of kills it for me to own most consoles. But the new CEO...
Let me add in this here, because now new consoles do allow you to switch over to where you can use your keyboard and mouse feature.
Well, let's put an asterisk beside Nintendo because they have a mouse feature, but you specifically have to use the Joy-Con for it. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I haven't.
Oh, I didn't say Nintendo, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I want to put an asterisk because Sony is allowing people to use keyboards in shooter games exclusively now. Xbox is allowing people to use mouse and keyboard in a lot of games. They're even getting World of Warcraft soon. Supposedly, that's what I've been seeing. that's cool. It's probably going to be classic. It's probably not going to be modern day World of Warcraft. We're probably only going to get World of Warcraft classic. But I'm fine with that because that's what I played when I was younger, was classic.
I'll turn into Eric Cartman real quick.
I kind of stopped playing around Cataclysm. So
I quit around the pandas.
Mr. Pandaria. See, I didn't play around there, but I was still keeping up with it. I even played the card game a little bit, but the fact that we're finally getting that on a console and it's coming to the one console that we know for a fact can run it. Let's not talk about how the other two can't physically run the game without them exploding. But I have the feeling that it's not going to be available for the series. I think it's only going to be available for the Lenovo and the next one that's coming out, which is probably essentially a Steam machine, which I'm going to talk about.
You tell me good things and then you spit on me.
I'm gonna put a little thing here. I'm gonna talk about the Steam machine later because I have some good and bad opinions on it. You might have some opinions on it.
I got some Steam friends who literally have Steam decks. I got some opinions.
Yeah, you might have some opinions that people enjoy on this one, but I want to get to a second that if the next console is a Steam machine, how long before we're just going to have an Xbox Steam machine? Which we'll get to that next, but I want to talk about the new CEO and how she is trying to get back to Xbox's roots, from what I'm reading at least. She is. Here's
she's bringing it back to what the Xbox was, not to what it became.
I want to read her.
Let's put it like this: she is putting Xbox back on the Xbox map.
I'm gonna read
original Xbox. But go ahead.
I'm gonna read her direct quote here, and it's responding to Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and the future of Xbox. That she is going to start with console and make sure that they understand that this is the reference experience. They're getting back to what matters, which is the system and playing the games. Just like it would have been with the original Xbox. Who popped in? Sean's here.
Hello.
He popped in. We're recording the podcast. If you want to have some opinions, we were talking about video games and the video game market nowadays, and we just hit the point where we were talking about Xbox.
Yeah, I'm trying to mod a PS3 right now, and I'm not succeeding.
That is incredible that you pop in.
That's funny.
Oh, dude,
perfect.
That's
I'm still confused because I'm trying to mod it and I can't fucking do it.
What are you having a problem with?
No idea what I'm doing. I got the files and whatnot, but I have no idea what I am doing.
You know what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I know.
Like
I'm good. I'm talking to Google AI stuff and I'm not succeeding. Which fucking file is it? I unfroze it.
You're trying to do a software mod to it to get to like a homebrew menu?
Yeah, I'm trying to install Linux in this thing.
Oh, you're doing the fun stuff. Okay, so I'm going to tell you as someone who loves Linux but will tell you ahead of time, Linux is a pain in the ass.
I know. I heard it from my friends multiple fucking times.
But once you get it working, it's incredible how much freedom you have.
Yep, and I'm trying to do it because I don't have a PC, and screw it, I'm modding my PS3.
Hey, the PS3 technically is powerful enough to do most things that you need it to do on Linux. Flash.
Xbox, right?
Yeah.
I never actually owned one.
You've never owned one?
Yeah, never. I'm a PlayStation and Nintendo guy.
Ooh.
I prefer PlayStation.
I was a Nintendo guy for a long time when I was a kid. I've always been a PC gamer, but when it came to consoles, I really liked mostly because Legend of Zelda and Smash Brothers
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
Pokemon and the
Yeah.
normal the big five of
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I think I'm more of a PlayStation guy than Nintendo, I think.
true.
The reason is I have PS2 and I need to find PS1. I have the PS2, 3, and 4, so I need to collect them all.
Oh, dude, I love my PS1, but we were just talking about this earlier. The PS1 Slim has that issue where the power cable won't stay in place and gets loose after a while.
Yeah. I have the PS2 Slim and the pink one.
Oh, you got the pink one?
Yep.
Y'all got the fun colors. All we got over here, I think, was silver, black, and white.
Yeah, that's something, I guess. And I have the PS3 Fat and the PS4. I think it was the faster one. I don't know which one it is. I had a Nintendo 3DS, Wii U, Wii. I currently have a GameCube not even open, used.
Holy shit.
No, I got it from my dad. That was my dad got it from a friend. Tried to sell it, but didn't sell because it's black, but like that kind of stuff. Let
Yeah.
me check. Oh, there it is. And my back. And I'm opening the goddamn Discord because I want to show this. How do I share screen? No, wrong fucking word. How do I switch this? How do I switch this?
Yeah, I was
Found it.
gonna say, let me look.
Hey,
Holy fuck! Oh
and
my
it's not
god.
even used.
Oh my god! It's got all the original paperwork.
And I have everything.
Holy
I don't have the TV cables, but like this. I have the remote right here too.
Holy shit!
I know. That's why I said holy shit the first time I got it.
Yo, like, you're bringing
I want
back
to
memories of
actually
me
use it, though.
opening mine on Christmas Day.
Look at this. This is the version that can be disassembled and modded easily. I think.
Yo.
Yeah. Wait, no. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I think it is. I don't know. Somebody actually did a video on it. I don't know which one. Oh, I remember. It's the Australian guy.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. This is the original fucking box.
And
From
the
the
box
Japanese
is in
stuff.
good condition,
In the box.
too.
Look at this. It's in extremely good condition.
Oh,
Because
my.
I think my dad's friend said that it was in this place. Or not a place, but like in the cupboards.
Uh-huh.
It's insane. This game, I love this controller as well.
It's the best controller ever, man. It's the most
Yeah, I know.
it's the most comfortable.
I got the Nintendo Switch thing for the controller.
Oh yeah, the little
Uh,
fucking adapter.
Not, yeah, not the adapter. The controller that they remade the controller
Oh
for the
yeah.
Nintendo Switch.
Oh.
But like not the second one, the first one.
Oh, okay.
And I love the fucking out of it because I played Smash and I was good at the game using that controller.
Right. Once you play Smash with a GameCube controller, there's no going back.
Yeah, I know. And I used it for normal uses.
Right. Oh
Like
my.
this is in mint condition. I'm not gonna sell it. I want to actually use it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I'd keep it if I were you. That's like
My favorite game is on this. Not my favorite game, but the favorite game series is on this.
yeah.
Wind Waker.
I love Wind Waker,
I need to play it.
but I've got to admit that Twilight's my favorite, man.
For me, it is Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask because, well, I'm doing a randomizer, so
yeah. Majora's
that is-
Mask, man.
if I say, I think I will go more towards Ocarina of Time than Majora's Mask.
I feel the same way. Majora's Mask, it feels too rushed. Like you're
Not
rushing
really
to
for
beat it.
me. Like for me, just it feels too creepy.
It is
and
creepy as all hell.
claustrophobic.
Yeah, no, it
For
is.
some
Oh God, there's so many places that you feel like you're boxed in.
But that's why I love the fucking game as well.
It's got its
Like,
own
it's just
atmosphere.
insane. Yeah, it's just and it can be done a combo randomizer. I'm still trying to work out how it can do it, but yeah, it's impossible to do it on the phone.
Oh, let's look that up.
I'm trying to. I'm still working on the PS3. How the fuck do I do this? I'm gonna ask, how did it feel to own an Xbox? Because I never got anything from that. Didn't get a single Xbox thing.
Okay, so I'll have to describe it by system because they all felt uniquely different.
Let's say, what's your favorite system and the worst system?
My favorite when it comes to Xbox is probably going to be the original because
Not bad.
I have so much nostalgia for it that to me it's just like that's the greatest one.
I get it. For me, it's just a PS2 because Ratchet and Clank.
True. Also, the GameCube.
Yeah. What?
Let's put a star beside that because that's always gonna be my heart. It's I miss my GameCube, man. I had the purple one. Oh, it was so beautiful.
My oldest console that I still own is the PS2.
That's a lot of people still have theirs, and good that you're holding on to it. But I wish I would have held on to my old game systems.
Yeah, but tough times make desperate measures, I guess, for some occasions.
True. I've had to sell things in the past that I really, really
Yeah.
didn't want to. I wish they'd bring back the Duke controller.
Oh man. Oh man.
Even
Little fat handles.
though I have tiny little raccoon hands, I absolutely fucking love the Duke. It's like one of my favorite controllers. Other than, obviously the GameCube controller is my favorite one of all time, but the Duke is right there next to it.
I don't know, I kinda like the new 8-bit controllers they're coming out with that they're micro sized, but they have extra buttons on them.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those, and I was like, hey, that's actually pretty cool, but it looks almost like you're using a Super Nintendo controller on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen
But it still works either way. I love it.
I like them. I
want to buy one.
So the thing
Back to Xbox though.
Yeah, the thing with Xbox that I wanted to talk about really briefly is there's recently been like a crossover, and there's a lot of games from Steam that are appearing on Xbox. I think we talked about during the last segment, we talked about World of Warcraft coming to the Xbox.
Yeah.
And like I said before, it's probably just going to be classic, but that's honestly what most people want.
Back to the roots.
Yeah, because oh God, it's going to be fun to have. I'm wondering if it's going to have crossplay, because for a lot of these games there is crossplay. Some of them there aren't, but recently a lot more games have gotten crossplay with Steam because of apparently the newer Xboxes, especially the Legion, are coming with Steam like pre-installed with like some games that are available on the Steam Deck are working on it.
Nice. I didn't even know that.
I read that. But on top of it, they're just porting a lot of those games over because the hardware is so similar that it's easy to do so.
It's a lot easier than PlayStation.
The Xbox isn't quite as archaic as like PlayStation and even Nintendo, and as much as I love Retroid, they're still pretty archaic. They're using a fucking cell phone chip,
Which is crazy to think about.
I mean, it works though. I love my Retroid Pocket. Or my Pocket Flip. I use it all the fucking time, but it's basically like a cell phone with a built-in controller. It doesn't really
Yeah.
feel like a gaming system. Even though you're playing all these games on it, it doesn't feel like a gaming system. It feels more like a cell phone and just slightly archaic. It doesn't feel like an actual gaming system. And Xbox is the only one that's using really modern equipment that compares to a PC, I guess you'd say. So it's a lot easier to port those games over. Also, a lot of people have been bringing up, I've heard entirely too many, particularly PlayStation fanboys, that want to argue PlayStation Plus over Game Pass. But the key thing is, with PlayStation Plus, you only get those games for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
They don't let you keep the games. With Game Pass, the games, you get to keep it as long as it's on Game Pass. And once a game goes on Game Pass, it's on there for God knows how long.
Yeah, it's only recently that I've seen games getting removed. They
Yeah,
have been there forever.
like Minecraft was one of the first games on Game Pass, still on there to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas PlayStation, each month they rotate it. They give you like 4 games, and only one of them anybody actually ever wants to play. After
I will
that,
say, them taking Call of Duty off of that list for Game Pass, probably one of the best ideas they have. Because not only was it making Call of Duty too mainstream, with it being on Game Pass all the time, it was also influencing them to produce another Call of Duty game right after they just dropped one.
yeah. And honestly, with them, have you heard the stuff about that recently? About Xbox kicking off a bunch of the teams from Call of Duty because they're making subpar content?
Yep, they were Watchmen's repeating most of their stuff
So
because they took from Black Ops 6 to put it on Black Ops 7.
yeah, even
And
people
it
I
was
knew,
so crazy how that happened.
even people I knew that played the game was like, this is literally just the same stuff, and I'm like, from the outside, they all look the same. Like they use the same assets.
Okay,
that
so
they've
I'm gonna
been
go ahead and
using.
tell you what happened there with Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7. What happened? Because I was playing the game at that time. What happened was Black Ops 7 was in production before Black Ops 6 was even ready.
Holy fuck!
They had all of it ready. They had all of their stuff ready. So everything on Black Ops 6 was supposed to be debuted with Black Ops 7. But because of the Black Ops 6 team not being able to finish their job, they got fired. They got fired.
Yeah.
Raven had to come in and finish everything on Black Ops 6. So all that stuff that they have for Black Ops 7 that was debuting on Black Ops 7, they had to pour it into Black Ops 6.
Yeah, and that was about the
So
time.
all of their point blank features that they were going to introduce in Black Ops 7 got introduced into Black Ops 6, and somebody else got the fucking credit for it.
I was about to say that was about the time that they were officially acquired by Microsoft, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd have been upset.
It,
I'd have been too upset.
that, yeah.
But I watched as soon as Black Ops 7 came out, Black Ops 6, no more calculating of their lobbies, no more
Oh,
tinkering with their code, no more editing of anything. They literally gave up on it and let that game die.
Yeah. I've heard
I
that.
watched it because me and my friend were in game. We were in game when they quit fucking pertaining to the lobbies because they kicked us both.
Jesus Christ.
They kicked us both straight out of the game, straight to the dashboard.
That's ridiculous.
I was upset, and I quit playing right then and there. I said, "Nah, I'm good. You won't ever catch me on another Call of Duty game." I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops since Black Ops 1.
I was going to say Black Ops 1 and 2, and particularly 2, were my favorites, but all I actually played on Call of Duty was zombies. I played the
Yeah.
older ones on the
But-
PS2 and stuff, but those were just different games back then. They don't feel the same
Completely.
anymore.
Yeah, no. I know on Black Ops 1, that was my favorite. Like, I'd leave that game on when I go to school. I'd get off, finish up what I was doing. Like, that was the top tier game for me.
Pause it.
Then Black Ops 2 came out, also good. And Black Ops 3 came out, also good. And then everything went downhill.
I didn't play 3. I
still have
helped
3 on my Xbox right now.
I helped somebody in Ghost get to the aliens missions, like the what was it called, Invasion or whatever.
I think it was Invasion.
Or was it Invasion? I can't remember what it was called, but it was zombies but with aliens.
Yeah, I remember.
I helped him unlock that because I remember you had to go through a certain part of the game, and I helped him unlock
Mhm.
that, and we played that for 5 minutes, and I was like, this is fucking terrible. I hate this.
Yeah, it was absolutely terrible. I played it for a little while too. I'm not gonna lie, but like, as it being the only thing I could play, it wasn't the same. It was not worthwhile.
No, God, no. I immediately was just like, nah, I'm not a fan of Ghost, and I quit playing Call of Duty at that point because Black Ops 2 was kind of the last one I cared about, and now that, hopefully, fingers crossed, now that Microsoft owns them and is trying to do the right thing with the team, hopefully we'll get a game that good again, and I doubt it, but
I'm not praying on it because I doubt it's gonna happen.
yeah,
You can't reproduce what was produced back then.
no, you're right. You just can't. The games were different back then, but companies cared about the gamers back then.
Yeah, they did. Boy, did they ever.
Which is, to me, why I still stick with Steam. Like, my current Steam account, I have the badge on there. I'm over 10 years member on Steam. Like, I trust Steam. They care about the gamers. Steam's never done me wrong. Every other company, yeah. No, all these other companies, even Xbox. I love Xbox to death. I've been playing the Xbox since the original, but they've even done me wrong in the past. Steam's the only one that personally hasn't wronged me. And Xbox wasn't even really a wronging. It was just they kind of screwed the pooch when they transferred their servers like PlayStation did between the 3 and the 4. You couldn't use your PS3 account on the PS4 anymore. My Xbox, my original Xbox username I could use, but none of my shit would transfer to my 360 for some reason. I couldn't, and then when I got my Xbox One, none of my shit from my 360 could play. I couldn't get my data on my Xbox One. Even when I had both of them actively on and hooked up to the network, it wouldn't let me transfer my save data, so I was fucked. And that kind of pissed me off, but that wasn't so much an Xbox thing, that was more of a server thing. With PlayStation, the server thing, again, that pissed me off because I had so much achievements and shit from my PS3 account that it would no longer let me use after the PS3, and I'm like, well, then I wasted literally all of those years. That was a fucking waste of time, Sony. You wasted my entire time and life and money.
Yeah, because I had all of the Little Big Planets. I had so many zombies downloaded to my console. I couldn't use none of them no more, so I quit. I said, "Fuck you, PlayStation."
Yeah, that was that. The PS3 is really what killed it for me. It's like not the PS3 itself, but the ending of that era.
Yep,
that
it blew my mind.
Killed it for me. And then before we switch to the next topic of the Nintendo half of the situation, I'll speak about Nintendo wronging me. Oh God, I think I've told you this story. The reason I canceled my Nintendo account. I was signed up for my Switch Online account, and the card, I didn't want it anymore, and I let the card expire and even removed the card. My new card was never put onto the Nintendo account. And then I get a charge for another year of Nintendo service on the new card, and I was like, that card's not even on there, Nintendo. How the fuck? And then I'm like, look, I don't want this anymore. Can I get a refund? Oh, no refunds. Just enjoy your year. I don't want the Switch Online. I'm not playing it. I want my money. So since
Ooh, child.
I won't.
I would have lost my shit.
Yeah, I refuse to spend any more money in like new Nintendo shit. Yeah, I'm not. I'll buy a game here and there for my Switch, but I'm most likely not buying a Switch 2. And fuck you,
hell no.
Fuck you, Nintendo. All the games I emulate, I physically own, and it's legal for me to fucking play them. So fuck you. Yeah, I just don't give a shit about that one anymore because I can prove that by law I can emulate these games and fuck you because you stole my money. Um, so we're gonna switch
Fair
to
enough.
the Nintendo situation because the Switch 2 is where I want to start, and I have a lot of beefs with it. I have some things that I love about it that I want to talk about, and I'm sure you have a few things that you want to throw your glove in the
It's
ring
best if
for.
I don't. It's best if I don't. It's
Oh
best if I
God.
don't.
Uh,
Yep. Hot take city.
uh, I don't like that the hardware in the Switch 2 is basically the exact same as the Switch 1, which was actually lower quality hardware than what was in the Wii U. Because
Oh wait.
you went from an actual desktop APU to a cell phone, a mobile processor, which is less powerful. You technically downgraded when you went from your Wii U to your Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows because personally, when I'm playing my launch edition of Breath of the Wild on my Wii U that I bought launch day, by the way, I find the game looks better on the Wii U. I find it runs better. I find it doesn't lag as much. I have it on both systems. Yes, I am a huge Zelda fan, and I did give Nintendo that much of my fucking money. But
Don't complain about the money then.
I'm not complaining about the money on the Zelda half, but I genuinely think that the game is better on the Wii U. And that's probably a hot take because a lot of people are going to be like, no, the Wii U's older. It had a better chipset in it. It ran things better.
Even I know that.
So why instead of upgrading, technically they did upgrade, but now the chip is the modern version of the one that was in the Switch 1, which is only a couple of years newer, and it just barely reaches the same benchmarks as the chip that was in the Wii U. Why is it taking us like 10 years and we're just now getting to the same performance we had on the last legit console Nintendo made? I still personally love my Wii U. I think it is one of the most underrated Nintendo consoles. It might not be the best because it doesn't have the ability to play GameCube games, but it definitely is a contender for one of their better systems, and I think it's extremely
Also,
underrated.
you can watch TV and play the motherfucker at the same time.
Yeah. No, I love that. I absolutely love that.
Absolutely
And
adored that.
stepping back to PlayStation for a minute, and we talked about this, about the prototype for it, the Portal is literally just a Wii U controller, and personally, I like that idea. I wish Nintendo, here's my idea, I think Nintendo should go back to making handhelds and systems that work at home, and you should be able to link your handheld to the system at home and play the games on the handheld while still being able to watch the TV. Like you could with the Wii U. I think the Switch 2 should have its own mobile handheld that you can get, or the next system at least. Split it into two like it used to be. Make it usable. Even with the GameCube and the Game Boy, you could use the Game Boy as a fucking controller and see things that other people couldn't see. I personally don't enjoy the setup of the Switch. I love my Switch Lite because it doesn't have the removable Joy-Cons. I like the handhelds that Nintendo makes, but the Switch as a home console is, well, the entire series of Switches as a home console to me is not the greatest thing that they've done. But Switch Online, I want to talk about that. The Switch Online stuff, the games that they're, letting people play. I haven't looked at the catalog recently, but there's still a lot of games that people specifically ask for that they don't have on there.
And they'll never put them on there either.
No, they'll never put them on there. And the worst part is they take them down from being able to play them on anything else so that you can't emulate them. or so you can't play them, but that just pushes people to want to emulate the games more because the law says if you can't legally obtain this game from the manufacturer and play it, then you can play it like that. That it's abandonware basically. By strict definitions, it's not abandonware because they still own the rights to it, but it's no longer able to be played. Therefore, it's a gray area. You can kind of emulate it because no one can get their hands on it.
I don't like gray areas, and you know this.
Yeah. I enjoy
You see what they did to Power World.
I enjoy my gray areas. No, okay, so see the Power World thing.
Just wait for them to throw a patent out. Just wait for them to throw a patent out, and it's gonna be lawsuit city.
Yeah,
all the way over.
They purposely kept doing that. They were picking things that.
They're still doing it.
So the first thing was like, oh, you can't throw a ball to capture a creature to fight for you. It's like, well, that kind of existed before Pokemon, and you got Nintendo.
Everything that they have claimed has existed before Pokemon.
Yeah.
Summoning creatures.
Like they weren't
Bro, get
even,
the fuck out of my face.
Nintendo weren't even the first ones to create this stuff. Games before Nintendo got into the gaming market were like this. Or the home gaming market. Let me rephrase that. The home gaming market. Atari's had games like that. Fucking ColecoVision had a monster catcher game that I can't remember the name of, but it wasn't quite like that. But it was, you caught things to fight for you. It's like
Banners.
Right, like all of this stuff is not even their copyrights, so they're kind of fucking themselves on that one.
Yeah.
Which is going to lead us to the emulation thing. Most of the games that people want to play, you can't play them anymore, so they're going to end up going to emulation. However, Nintendo pushes against that, but the thing is, the Switch Online thing is literally an emulator.
Precisely. It's literally just what they don't want you to use.
People went in to the new Fire Red and Leaf Green. They're like, oh, it's a new Fire Red and Leaf Green port. No, it's not. It's literally an emulator running a ROM. And people found out that it wasn't even an official Nintendo ROM. It was one with slight quality of life updates.
Mm-hmm.
So why
funny.
are they fighting so hard against it when they're literally pushing people to do it? Like, in more than one way, by not giving them the games they want, but then by letting them play the other games they want through a emulator that is, by the way, believed to be the one that Nintendo shut down. They're using the code from, I think, Yuzu for a lot of these games' emulators to work.
So they shut them down and stole their fucking software.
That's the common
Funny.
belief. For me, it's a headcanon because there's no proof of it. But
There's no proof against it either.
some of those lines of code are just like literally clones of the ones from the other one. So,
Can't prove it, but you can't prove against it.
right. Like, so for now, it's a headcanon. Take it with a grain of salt. But I personally fucking believe it. Which is the final stab of the modern console situation, the console wars. I think they're over at this point.
Nintendo's the only reason they're still existing.
And Sony is only still in it to beat Nintendo, and they haven't done it yet. But
They're not going to either.
They keep going neck and neck, but that's because Nintendo makes a fucky wucky, and Sony gets lucky, and
Yep.
dips and
Nintendo make a
moves.
fucky wucky, and then Sony get lucky.
Yeah, and it goes the opposite way too. Sometimes Sony gets really fucky wucky and Nintendo gets lucky. There's waves in this, and they stay neck and neck. But I officially think because Xbox has decided we're going back to our roots as basically a gaming PC in a box. The new ones are gaming PCs in a fucking box. I think Nintendo and PlayStation have officially lost, and I think Xbox actually won, and console is coming back out on top. I mean, before home gaming consoles, PC was the thing. People were playing games on PCs then. All games are made on a PC. They just have to be for a lack of better words, dumbed down to run on a console. I finally think the console war is over. But that does lead to another problem we have, which is the modern gaming development companies.
Ooh, yeah.
Now that the console wars are over and it doesn't matter where they put their games out at, it's starting to show more and more across multiple platforms that people are giving less and less of a shit about the content that they put out. The games are coming out unfinished and overpriced and just genuinely not worth it in a lot of cases, sadly.
That is quite apparent. Unfortunately, it's quite apparent.
It even shows in games that I love. Like, I'm a big Bethesda RPG guy, so I was really into Outer Worlds because it's essentially another Obsidian New Vegas in space, essentially. Loved the Outer Worlds one, thought it was an impeccable game. The second one, it didn't even feel the same. And there was a number of years in between the two, and you can see that it's like the gaming market was slamming into them too, because the game doesn't feel finished.
Feels like it's missing something.
Yeah, the whole game, it just feels almost unpolished, and I hate to say that because the story was good for the game. The ending was great. The way everything played out was great, but it just ultimately it felt like it was missing something. It felt like that the polish wasn't there. And as we talked about with Call of Duty, the games used to be really good games, actually. And nowadays they don't feel good anymore. They like watching other people play them isn't even fun anymore. I remember the days of watching like the fucking MLG stuff and watching people go apeshit with it. But nowadays, barely anybody's even playing it to make stuff like that. And when they do make stuff like that, it's not really as entertaining to watch because they're using some stupid skin that nobody cares to see, and they're using some unrealistic weapon that shoots out lightning bolts and makes your opponent fart rainbows, and it even like the story from 7, I watched someone talk about it. Watched the entire walkthrough of it, and God, it was fucking horrible. The whole shit with the gas, and there's a giant zombie at the end. Not even a zombie, it was I think it was Woods. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's Woods. It's one of the main characters turns into like a 90-foot thing, and you have to fight him, and that's not Call of Duty.
Boy, I'm glad I never touched that.
This is not Call of Duty. Like, Call of Duty is supposed to be about wars and very realistic things, which is why, in my opinion, Medal of Honor won that situation, because up to their last games, they were still producing realistic games. And Battlefield strayed one time, it did bad, and they said, nope, never doing that shit again. And now they're back to core gameplay, realistic warfare, which is what most people who play Battlefield, they prefer that over Call of Duty.
They were wanting to.
Yeah. Like, I personally prefer it. I don't want the cartoony shit unless I'm playing something like Fallout, and that's a single-player game for the most part. We're not talking about 76. That has the cartoony weapons of, hey, look at my AK that has a stock that's literally a shovel handle.
Exactly.
You know, like, that, it makes sense because it's in a post-apocalyptic universe where they had to make do. Fallout has funny shit. And then Call of Duty is like, okay, well, we'll make funny shit too. I'm not saying that that's why they did that, but they're just like, okay, we'll make some funny shit. And then they put in stuff, and it's just like, it ruins the entire experience because you're supposed to be fighting a battle on a warfield in the fucking 40s, and all of a sudden Nicki Minaj is running up past you, and it's like, huh?
Huh?
Why? are you even here? Or Beavis and Butthead? And it's like, why?
Yeah. Hell, Call of Duty brought back Beavis and Butthead back.
They added Dave Chappelle from Half Baked, and I'm like, why?
Lord,
Like,
fix it.
I love Half Baked, but
Fix it, Lord, fix it. Because if I fix it, I'm going to kill somebody.
what do they have to do? What does any of this have to do with the warfare? And
Apparently, they're getting anyone and everyone in here.
it doesn't.
Everybody got to go to war.
It doesn't.
Everybody.
Stop
Seth
it, Call of
Rogen and
Duty.
everybody.
A lot of games nowadays. Need for Speed. The last game, what was the one with the cartoony shit?
Unbound.
Unbound. God, I watched someone play through that, and that was...
I beat that game, bro, but like, let me be honest with you. Fuck that shit.
It was a miserable experience watching the cartoony
ASAP
shit.
had no reason being in that fucking game.
No, and I like ASAP Rocky's music now.
I do too,
And
but
I thought
however, you fucked up that game, bro.
some of his quotes were funny, like where he crashes into somebody and he goes, "Ha! My brakes don't work."
Now that's just commentaries lines.
Yeah,
you
like
know, for
that's
in-play game.
yeah, that's funny, but why is he in the game? It was just
Dancing
a
on
cash
somebody's
grab.
roof at that.
It was just a cash grab,
Mm-hmm.
which
They gave him a game and said, "Hey, we're gonna put your voice in this." He's like, "All right, cool. As long as it's everywhere. I don't want a single part of this game without my voice in it. All right."
right.
They said, "Sure, whatever." They said,
Just
"Sure, whatever."
a brief little branch off that whole shit that he's done started about taking the bumpers off your car. That shit is stupid. The bumper is there for a reason. Put it back on.
Put it back where you found it.
Put the bumper back, Rocky.
Bad, Rocky.
Bad, Rocky. Bad.
Bring the
Rihanna,
bumper back.
Rihanna, time up.
Get him, Riri.
But here's actually moving to a point that you wanted to talk about, and I actually have it in the wrong spot. It should have been underneath the console wars thing, but the next playground.
Oh yes. That's one of the keys I was trying to get at. Because somehow that motherfucker came out of nowhere and outsold everybody.
I saw ads for this thing on Amazon, looked at it, and was like, what the fuck is this? It's apparently motion. It basically has a Xbox Connect built into it. It is a little game thing with its own Game Pass built in. It runs off of a mobile processor, but it's an ARM-based CPU, I think. So it's like running pretty much a Raspberry Pi, not a Raspberry Pi, but the same architecture. And has its own market of games, free and paid for every single age group out there. There's things for adults on there. There's things for little kids. There's like teenager games on there. Something for everybody. And somehow
they covered the market.
It's become like the #1 sold console this past year.
People got tired of the console wars, I'm telling you. They said, "Oh, y'all want to fight with each other? Y'all fight with each other, okay? I'm going over here. There's a game system over here that don't make us fight."
So, looking at a little brief thing, it has mostly incredible reviews. Apparently, it even features things like fucking Fruit Ninja and I think Angry Birds or something's on there. It's got a bunch of like mobile games that people of all ages personally love to play. And it seems to be actively marketed towards kids.
At first glance, yeah.
At first glance, yeah. But, okay, it's not Angry Birds. It's something like Angry Birds. I was looking at it wrong. There's little, like, MOBA games on here. There's something called Starry that looks like Beat Saber, almost. There's, like, sports games on here. You get 5 games to start with for free, and one of them's Fruit Ninja. Like, you package in one of the most best-selling mobile games of all time with the system, that's immediately going to sell copies.
Yeah, you are.
It's got whack-a-mole into it. There's an NHL game on it. And looking through, there's all kinds of shit that would be for all ages. There's I see how it's doing good. Like, you don't necessarily have to have a kid to buy this.
Yeah.
Personally,
You could have just as much fun yourself.
I don't know if I would personally buy it, but it has tie-ins with, listen to this fucking list here. Hasbro, Mattel, Paramount, Sesame Street, Spin Master, the fucking toy company, Universal Studios, and BBC Studios.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say something else. I was about to say, damn, that got kinky fast.
wrong one, Toasty. They also have a crossover with the company Miraculous Corp, which makes the Miraculous Butterfly or Ladybug or whatever. They also have crossovers with them. They're on the list. And that's a newcomer. There's an Avatar The Last Airbender game on here. Holy shit. You get to be an earthbender, like Toph teaches you how to be an earthbender.
Okay.
There's a Nintendogs clone on here.
Okay. I hear you.
I don't want to get too deep into this because it'll
You're having
take
fun reading off names.
Yeah, it'll take an hour to talk about this alone, but this thing is 100% winning the market right now, and I'm starting to fucking see why. Let's go look at how much this shit costs.
Oh, this is where it's gonna get you.
It is currently $239 and comes bundled with 5 games. You don't need a fucking controller. This thing is tiny. It can come with a case too, a travel case.
Here's the thing that they don't tell you. It's completely customizable.
Shit.
The entire console is completely customizable. You can take it apart, take pieces off of it, add other parts to it. You can add expansion parts. You can add certain cooling parts. There's a bunch of shit you can add to it. Like, it's a little cube that you can take apart and add different parts on to make the console better.
So, also looking at it, it does have controllers that are like little Wii controllers.
Yeah.
And there's even because of the Kappa and KidSafe thing, it comes with a built-in like lens shutter that goes physically onto it. Holy shit, dude! Like, I fully see how
it's got a lot with it.
I fully see how this thing is winning right now. Everybody is giving 5-star reviews of it too. There's very little lower ones. So, holy shit, glad you brought that up. This was my first time actually deep diving into it. It's kind of incredible. No, I will not be buying an X Playground.
I might. I don't know.
I don't think I need anything like this. It'd just be something else I spend my money on that I don't need and
then
use.
Just sit there and never use.
Yeah, so I don't have a use for it.
You don't need it. You don't need it. I need it.
Apparently, one last thing on it, you can use your TV remote with an IR blaster to control this thing.
Whoa.
Huh?
So your Roku controller just became a game controller.
Yeah. Holy shit. You can
That's crazy.
Quite literally use a television remote to control your thing. Specifically for Roku TVs, it has a whole list of how to do it. Holy shit. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's fucking interesting. Holy shit, that's interesting. Let's actually not even a sidestep. The Steam Machine, which is the adult version of this thing. it seems like. Basically, it's a PC that can sit in your living room and look like a media center, i.e., mini PC, like what me and Side have. We both have mini PCs, and they're cheap. I'm not sure how much the Steam Machine is going to be.
It's gonna be expensive.
Uh,
If it's anything the same way they did the Steam Deck, it's gonna be expensive.
at least with the Steam Deck, though, it really quickly went down $600 to $800. So
Yeah, it did.
slightly more than you would pay when the market's at rest normal values. Slightly more than you would pay for a like standard good quality PC. But looking at it, it also features RGB lighting on the fucking front of it. They really wanted this thing to it looks like somebody chopped off half of the Xbox Series X. That's really what it looks like.
It's a modem.
I personally want the controller. I have wanted something like that for a long time. So, whether or not I get a Steam Machine, because I have several PCs, I don't know that I need to buy a Steam Machine. The same reason why I didn't
You
buy
don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
It's the same reason why I didn't buy a Steam Deck. Is like I wanted one so fucking bad, but the reason I didn't get one is like I literally have a computer that plays all the games that I would play on the Steam Deck. Why would I need the Steam Deck? I would just sit in my living room with it docked on a TV and play it on the same thing, right? So I probably wouldn't buy one because I don't fucking need one. But looking at it, it's got a absolutely fucking massive 140 millimeter fan in the back of it to cool this thing. It does intake, and the front grill is the exhaust. And I don't know if there's a fan in the front grill of it. But so far, people have said that the cooling for this thing is pretty decent. So I don't think you have too much to worry about. It's not going to turn into a PS5 and jet engine its way through life. Let's look at the Steam controller too, because that is exactly what I want. It has the touchpads like the Steam Deck has, but it has symmetrical thumbsticks, which is something that I prefer. Like I've said before, I have smaller hands, so as much as I love like the Xbox controller for comfort, the thumbsticks being offset has always felt weird to me. I prefer them to be PlayStation style, symmetrical. But it also gives you, you know, the thumb pads right underneath it, so you can use that for some games that allow you to use touch input, and that's pretty fun. Wonder how much this thing's gonna cost.
Enough.
Enough. It does have the back paddles and trigger locks, I believe. Capacitive grip sense. Oh my god, there's capacitive like pads in the handle, kind of like there was on the back of the Vita.
Huh.
Which ironically never got used that much. And I thought it was the coolest feature of the Vita. Kind of wish that they would have did more with it. Hopefully the Steam controller does more with it. If not, it's going to be a wasted hardware again. There's a beautiful transparent one. Holy shit. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I need this.
You need to stop. You need to stop.
I need this.
You don't need this.
It's only
You're just
$100
convincing
bucks.
yourself. You're convincing yourself you need it. Stop doing that.
I do need it though.
But you don't. That's money out of your pocket. Now back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, so I honestly don't know if I see a point in the Steam Machine because they're just bringing back the mini PC setup, which is hilarious because mini PCs never really went anywhere. You can still buy them. They still work. I streamed off of one for a while. So it's not like
Yeah.
they're incapable of doing things. Honestly, at this point, I don't see a point in buying a Steam machine. Just buy another mini PC or buy a mini PC. Probably be better off anyway.
Be easier for you.
Easier, cheaper. So what other alternatives are there out there though to play games is the next and last topic. The other
There's not that many, to be honest with you.
No.
Oculus, but
yeah, there's Oculus. You can always play mobile games, but that's never going to be exactly the same. I personally don't like mobile games because it lacks the physical touch that the controller has. And
yeah.
I need that tactileness. Like, the no feedback from the screen doesn't feel good to me, so I'm not big on that. But as I mentioned earlier, my Retroid Pocket, I personally love that thing. It's like a really good companion device. It's like a gaming tablet in a way. And it plays up to, I have up to like PS2 and GameCube games emulated on there perfectly fine with no issues. Other than that, though, what other alternatives are out there? There's that Anbernic thing.
There's not that many.
There's that Anbernic thing that just came out. That's like a dual screen, I think. Yeah, there's that. It's an Anbernic DS thing. That thing is pretty good.
I haven't heard about that one.
Give me a second. I'm going to look up. There's two of them that are out now. I got to find the other one. The Aim Thor. Everybody's talking about that because you can play two different games at the same time because it has two separate touch screens. The top one really looks like the exact same screen that's in the Retroid Pocket Flip 2. The bottom one, though, it really looks like the DS touchscreen. And the big thing that people are doing is they're having, like, YouTube on the bottom screen with a walkthrough or something. Or, like, stuff like that while they're playing the game on the top screen if they're having problems. I find
that's crazy.
I find this incredible. This is a device that I wish was out before I got my Retroid, because I probably would have bought this instead, and maybe later on down the road when the next model comes out and they're cheaper, I might buy one then. But the Aim Thor and the Anbernic RGDS, which is straight up a Nintendo DS. It's cheaper. It's only $100 versus the Aim Thor is $300. And the Aim Thor, also the 3DS emulation is still a little shaky for it, but that's kind of everywhere. Even my 3DS emulator is a little shaky on some games. But the DS, the Anbernic DS, works more like a regular DS. It doesn't have the ability, I don't think, to play two games on two different screens because the top screen's not a touch screen, I don't think. It's only, meant to be an Android DS, basically, though. It runs Android 13, 3 gigs of RAM. Not incredible, but the Aim Thor. Oh, and the Neo Pocket DS, which is like the Aim Thor, but from a different company, which they feel like the same company. This one has the ability to run on the bottom screen as well, like, how do you describe it? It's like a dashboard to control all of your temperatures on your system. You can control your boost. You can see how much FPS you're getting in games. You can control your fan. It's like a full battle station on the bottom screen.
That sounds pretty cool.
This one's a little bit more though. This one is $400. It's
Well, hot damn.
yeah, it's even more advanced than the Aim Thor, which the Aim Thor has the ability to do most of that on the bottom screen as well. They just mostly promote it as being able to do multitasking with it. The Aim Thor is probably the one that I would buy personally if I were to buy one, but like I said, I already own the Pocket Flip 2 and it does perfectly fine for me, so I'm fine with that. Unless you have anything you want to add in there, I think.
No, I think we covered everything. I think we covered everything I had to add.
Yeah, I think we did pretty good with this one, and fortunately, it had to be cut into 2 parts. But editing magic,
That's okay.
we'll get it.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
And gracias.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. No episodes every month.